Alright, back with another video. In this case, a little bit of a follow-up to the live stream that I did recently, where at the beginning I was trying to show how to set up, or how I set up my little studio here. But it became a live stream and a lot of fun, and I don't know that we covered this stuff so well, but that's fine. We're going to come back to it now as I show off the studio as it is. My counterweight bag, just to hold things up, if you're wondering. One of the tablets I use to get a shot using DroidCam and OBS, and other old cell phones that I use to do the same thing. Speaking of old cell phones, here we go. Once again, as far as I know, this is a reasonably new feature and one that I love. So I'm going to show it off again, and I'm going to be a little more detailed. Let's put it that way. So, whatever computer you've got, in my case, a GTX 660 allows you to run 3 or maybe even 4 screens. I'm running 3, which is a great way of going about setting up a broadcast situation. And screens are inexpensive on your eBay or your Craigslist. Not to mention the video card, that GTX 660, cheap. Should be able to get one for next to nothing because they don't play the kids' games, so they don't want them. So, now, anybody who's trying to broadcast already is probably quite familiar with OBS, but if you're not, OBS is here we go. What am I going to do here? I got a couple of instances of it running. There we go. So OBS is open source, open broadcaster source, open, I'm not sure. But it's the software everybody uses to get this business done. Now, I've taken mine back to the state that it is when you first download it and open it up. I have no sources, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do next is we're going to not pay big money for a video camera. We're going to use their cell phone, old cell phone. So, old cell phone. Nothing new about a Galaxy S5 Neo. This is not an unboxing. There's the Neo. Now, you've got OBS. Now, this is the latest version of OBS, by the way. Other versions have patches that allow this to happen, but the latest version has already built this in. So download the latest version of OBS, you'll want it. Back to the phone. So here we have the Galaxy S5 Neo, served its life as a phone, is currently a backup phone in just in case land, and I've already got it turned on. I had it in the box on. Because I want to show you that you go to the Play Store. Okay. We're going to find DroidCam, which happens to already be there. And then what we're looking for is this. DroidCam OBS. Install that to the phone. Okay, and open it. We've all got an old phone. Okay, we'll just say okay to that. I'm going to allow. I'm going to have to allow. That's it. Ready to go. Now, here you go. You got an old phone. You've got DroidCam OBS. Don't download DroidCam. That's a different software. You can use DroidCam if you're only using StreamYards. And that lets you make your... It's exactly what we're doing here, except if you're using StreamYards only, then DroidCam. But if you're using OBS, then DroidCam OBS, okay? So that being said, we've got to add it. So here we go. What we do, actually it's right over, find my mouse. It's right there, see the mouse? We click on plus, And then there's a list of different things that can be added, one of which is DroidCam OBS. You select it, click, and now we're going to tell it the resolution. I just turn that all the way to the top. Use Wi-Fi, that's what you want. And then the Wi-Fi IP. Go back to your phone. It will tell you what the IP is. I'm trying to get some focus on that, but you can see. So anyways, it is 192.168.178. So we go back up to here. Already clicked in, so we go 192.168.1.78. And then right below there's the activate button. We hit that. And that's it. She's turned on. Now, what we're going to do here is, now you can see what's on here. This is actually on. If I pick it up, you'll see the picture. See? Now let's just go over quickly what we've got here. Now, these lines, which are called the grid, are used to help you basically form your shots. Okay? You've got this. This lets you choose which camera you're going to use. Back or front, you can choose. This has to do with flash or light. You got your white balance, which is probably best to keep on auto, but your mileage may vary. If you're a photographer and understand white balance, you'll know what to do with that. EL, exposure locked. Please lock your exposure. Once you sit down and all the lighting you're going to use is on you, the way that it's going to be, and that's not going to vary, turn exposure lock on. EV, that's your exposure value. You don't need to change that. And autofocus, choose manual and then tap on the screen to focus. That way it doesn't continue to hunt for focus while you're, streaming. Here's the grid. You can turn that on and off. Get Pro, which is something I need to do. It's a great product, so buying the Pro version is certainly well worth it. You can dim it so that while it's still working, it's no longer displaying for you, and of course you can stop. So those are all the controls that are part of the DroidCam on the phone part. Now, as you can plainly see, it's already working. And it's showing us our white screen there. I guess I've got it zoomed right in, because zoom and all that stuff works too in the meanwhile. Hang on a second. Right. What did I do? I locked the exposure, and I did it with the phone flat here. So it is white. So in other words, unlock the exposure. Go ahead. So anyway, exposure locked, unlocked. Okay, so now we're getting some. So this is the infinity of it all. Through the phone, that's amazing. Woo! I think there's a special effect to be had in there somewhere. Okay, so anyway. So back to DroidCam. Let me just, I'm going to just switch you're going to get a shot of the roof so that there's something to see. Okay. Right on. So this is all good. We hit OK. You're not going to use sound from your phone, although you could. You could bring sound in and use sound right from the phone itself if you wanted to. In fact, let's just see how that would be done. Let me just see here. What if I minus this? So once again, I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to remove it. Remove. I'm going to add again the same thing, because I'm pretty sure make source visible, add existing. I'm going to hit that again. What we got here, same steps as before. I messed it all up. 192.168.1.78. Right. I should hit activate. There we go, activate it. Now, oh, here it is right here. enable audio. Oh, I guess you have to do that before you activate. So let us see what else I can do here. All right. So what we got here is, put it up to here. 47. I don't see the sound part here. If I hit activate, there it is, enable audio. Perfect. All right. So we enabled the audio now on this device. Okay, so we're just gonna pop it right there. All right. So now the audio is being picked up by, oh wow, that's so cool. Making a video here, but this camera is up in here. So we're gonna get rid of that. That's all set up now, so we're done. Okay. So we have microphone from the camera, or from the, oh my God, microphone from the phone that you can see right here. That actually looks pretty cool. So we're now using this camera as a webcam in OBS. Perfect. Now what happens if you want to use StreamYards and have a panel of people? Easy. Easy peasy. Firstly, right over here, you've got the Start Virtual Camera, and we're going to hit that. That turns the output of DroidCam into basically a webcam. Now, yes, you can connect one camera to StreamYards, but this is unlimited. As much as I'm using one camera, this one here, this old phone, which I now refer to as a camera, you can do that with as many old phones or tablets as you've got. So I will use this one. I will use the one that's in my hand. I will use that tablet there on the window mounted with a suction cup. And I will have multiple cameras in a stream, including one facing down that can be used for cards or coins. That's how I do it. So now, as I said, I've clicked on virtual camera. What that allows us to do is what I'm about to do. Launch my browser. I'm going to just do it all on the big screen here. Go to StreamYards. We're not going to broadcast, so we're going to enter an old broadcast, which means we're going to be able to show you what I'm doing without starting a stream of any kind. Okay. Now, in this setup, your camera is OBS Virtual Camera. Not some other thing you may have, but OBS Virtual Camera. And that means whatever you're doing here in OBS is what you're going to get here. And in audio, you've got to choose what makes sense for your audio setup. I have a lot of extra audio shit, so I'm not going to show you why this is set this way. You've got to set that for your own equipment. And if you're not using external microphones and you're using the camera mic, you can see it comes in quite well. Yours will say something different. Don't worry about that. But actually right here, pardon me, that is not the camera mic. I would have to choose, I guess this Droid, no. Interesting. Yes, I have to go this route. So you've got to use that. You got to tailor the sound part to your own equipment, whatever it happens to be. And then, of course, enter the broadcast studio. Now, I have my window, but I could have multiple windows in this window. I could have 3 or 4 windows. This window is mine. And of course, we have people joining us. If they join us on the stream, they would have their own windows. We would use the settings here to determine, I'm using these settings. So anyway, that is how you put together OBS and StreamYards to do a stream while you're using your camera, that one here, your camera, your old phone as a camera, and be able to use as many old phones as you want for as many cameras as you like. You've just got to bring them all into OBS using DroidCam OBS, and you can have as many as you want. And then from there, enable the virtual camera, take that virtual camera's output, make it the input for camera, OBS virtual camera, and that is all you need to do. So that gives you all the best parts where you have multiple cameras, plus multiple people, plus, you know, all the great power of OBS and all the best networking ability of StreamYards. And if you have multiple sound issues, you're going to want to get Voice Meter or Voice Meter Banana to solve any issues with sound. We can get to those later, but just how you use cell phones, old cell phones, to be really good, useful webcams for your OBS and for your coins and whatever else it is you want to show off to the world. This is how it's done. Training from Dimebag OBS headquarters. I hope that works out. 6.5 minutes in. Good use for an old phone. Do you keep your boxes from old phones? Do you still have all that as well? All right. Here we go. Bag of sand to keep the monitors from falling off. I did that myself. That is another hack. This is a hack. This is just a microphone stand taken apart and used as a lighting stand. There are my headphones. There's my monitor hack, a couple of pieces of aluminum angle iron mounted into the Visa mounts on the back of these monitors to make them big. And that's about all. There's the whole view. That's what it is.